Most of us drinking the new Sycamore Slurricane, which I'm very excited to try.
Slurricane.
It'll make your cane slur.
Yes, that is what I am after.
I don't like that.
Sad announcement one, Rachel is sick, so
No!
Julie will be played by...
Bert Godfrey.
No,
he's
Bert
dead.
Godfrey. Come on in! Oh,
He
right.
is
Been dead for years.
dead.
Who would like to be
Julie
Julie?
will be played by Misery. Yes.
Misery playing Julie.
Yes.
That's great.
Nice.
She will be standing perfectly still, and Misery will have to puppet everything that she does. Beautiful. Other announcements are, one, a huge update from just a week. Last week we were just at like 5,000 followers on TikTok. Now we're at 6,500.
Whoa! Is it because there was a TikTok that went viral?
We've had a couple go pretty good. It's with the...
I mean, like within the past week.
Right, yes.
Which one?
Yeah, so I've had a couple videos do really well, specifically with using ChatGPT as involved in DnD stuff. But we've also had a couple of videos go out specific to this campaign, which have been really fun to make. And that does bring me to my next announcement. If you are here, you're most likely caught up. But if we're speaking into some future version where there are many episodes that you are behind on, go look for our King Leo D&D recap videos that me and Steven just started.
Nice.
So we just posted the first one right now, which is a get to know you about our starting party. So it is lacking Felon, but it is back with Cicero. And then we're going to do them in 10 episode chunks. So they're going to be really fast cuts. They're aiming more to be silly, but also you are going to get all the information you might need to get caught up through those 10 episodes in about 50 seconds, rapid fire, straight to your face. So that's it for announcements right now. I'm going to pass it over to y'all so that you can recap the fight that you had with what you all are calling in some measure of the Blood Tree Guardians.
Wait, didn't we have a video with Moose in the background? That probably helped our followers a lot.
We did have one that
Yeah,
I
try
showed
that.
Moose. Yeah.
And
Thanks,
Wiggy.
Moose.
I had one with Wiggy too.
I'll take notes, by the way, y'all.
Recap that fight.
I'll recap
I'll
it.
not recap, I will take notes.
So we were in the caves and I touched the blood root and I was trying to figure out what was going on and see if I could talk to it. And then some giant tree monsters, right? They were like trees, right?
Yeah.
Some human-sized, humanish people that also have tree elements on them.
Like
I thought they were
Groot.
fungus.
Trance.
No, they're more like fleshy human people, but they had like vines and stuff kind of growing in and around.
So like the infected from...
Yeah,
Okay, great. But trees instead of mushrooms.
yeah.
And we fought them and no one died, which was great. Is that a first for us?
Good change of pace.
No. What are you talking about?
I don't know. The first time we had a combat where no one even had to like roll any save stuff or anything.
It's definitely
no.
rare, but we've also
rare.
pulled it off.
We did well.
We are on the
Okay.
half death.
But we killed them all and they disappeared when they died?
They
Am I
did.
misremembering that?
No, you're correct. So there was one wolf that was summoned that when the daylight was cast, it disappeared. And then as you killed both of the tree guardians, they both kind of dissolved into the shadow.
Yeah. And that was it. And I killed the last tree.
Yes, you did.
Again.
Yeah. And so...
What's my kill, what's it called? Kill
count?
Kill count.
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know. Somebody tweeted us with that answer,
Your
please.
KD.
My KD.
Kill death ratio.
Yeah.
Kapow! Kapow!
My initials are Katie.
Kill death in the corner. Great. So as we now zoom out to the seconds happening right after that combat ended, Chris Lonehelm has just run across the room and slammed the hammer down into the shadow that was
That's
fading. Heavy breathing. And then he just looks up to y'all. That was amazing. Oh my gosh, that was the coolest. And as he sits down with the hammer kind of resting next to him, he's just leaning down. You all can start into the session. Jacques is off into the back, by the back wall, right next to Lilith, and they're talking with one another, and kind of you can see them both kind of calming down now that the threat has been eliminated.
Well, I hope that the root didn't think that we meant any harm when I was here. Chris, have you ever seen anything like that before?
Those people?
Yeah.
No.
Huh.
But you seem so experienced.
That's not why I was asking. I was asking because his family comes down here literally to hurt the tree and take its blood. Right?
Did you say that? Did Laura say that?
Yeah.
Hurt the tree?
Yeah.
It's a tree.
I don't know if it works like that.
It does. So, Fallon can agree, right?
It's not your normal tree, that's for sure.
Yeah. It's got blood. And you're hurting it by taking its blood. The same way that it would hurt you if we took your blood.
But it's a tree.
It's got fluid.
Trees are living creatures.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that point's not to be discussed. It's more the fact that we did not mean it any harm, and yet it fought back.
I mean, did it fight back, or did the plant people fight back?
You can't possibly think that me touching the tree and then plant people appearing are not connected.
This is a fair point.
Fine.
So, in all of your years of collecting sap, there have been no attacks on the sappery?
No, not one.
So now we come down here, and first Thelen is attacked by wolves sent by the tree, and now our whole party is attacked by tree people sent by the tree.
And a wolf.
And a wolf.
Yeah.
I wonder if rather than taking blood for it, it's more... Because I was trying to get in touch with what the tree was feeling or what it was experiencing. Is that what you were doing when you were down here?
Is loco, dude.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's shy.
Jacques steps forward and speaks up to this. Though I'm not too familiar with the stories around it, the human nature of some of those is absolutely new information to me. The idea of shadow wolves lurking in these caves has come across my parts at least, from some of the miners, the ones who work the dust glass, to be more specific. But it seems as if Chris, at least, has not run into them. Well, not personally, or those who work for you and your business. And then Chris just smiling and nodding from the ground as he's still catching his breath.
Is it worth it for us to take another shot at trying to sense what it's feeling?
Are we ready for another bout of that?
Yeah!
It's bright in here, so we won't have to worry about the wolves.
Go feel the tree, or whatever.
My light will last another 45 minutes or so.
Yeah, nice.
Gwen? Any opposition?
Gwen's here.
I trust you and your plant vibes.
Thule?
I think Nimbus is playing Tuli now. We sat in our seat.
Yeah, I mean, whatever's good with you.
You're doing it wrong.
It's like this.
Julie, what are you doing with your hands? You're doing it wrong.
Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh.
Nimbus is doing it. He's ready.
Oh, Nimbus!
Thanks, Nimbus.
How are you being, Rachel? Okay. Yes. Oh, thank you. Thanks for answering. I appreciate that. All right. Let's freaking go.
Vibe checking?
Vibe checking. Checking the vibes
Vibe
of
check.
this tree.
With a little bit more time now, and that is not interrupted, at least yet. Go ahead and make another nature check.
What's the exact same thing?
Ooh. 6 plus...
We'll just do it again.
I think I get advantage, though. I think I get to roll again.
Oh, that's a fun game we can play.
What? Whether or not I get to advantage?
When the players start randomly asking for advantage.
No! I think that I do. It's nature.
You just get advantage?
Tell me that I don't get advantage. I mean, you can tell me that, but I don't know that that's true.
Burden of proof's on you. Show me that you get advantage.
Just tell them.
Proficiencies, nature.
Yes,
That's
you are
not
proficient in it, so that is when you add more numbers to the roll.
Right. No, I know that. I'm looking. Calm down. What? Do you see something
Nope.
you didn't see?
It would be on your, if you're on D&D Beyond.
Just look at
Yeah.
my features.
Yeah, there would be
Stuff, yeah.
a green, like A.
Oh, right. Just go look at
Oh, that's
your
what
skills.
it is. I don't know what that meant.
Yeah.
Neat.
Does Thelen roll as well?
If he wants to go up and touch and join.
No, there was something else.
Touch and join.
The
Well,
druid
if it's
We
join.
will
There,
not name
then
the
it's
episode that.
I was
That's
about
terrible.
to type it.
Alright.
Thelen only got a 5.
Can we call it Sap Attack?
Okay.
Sap attack.
Alright. I have a total of 10.
Okay, yeah, as you and Thelen both do this, you would both, any conjecture or thought of your own, like role-playing it out is what you get. I'm not going to add any new information at this point.
Oh, man.
But no new tree people up here.
Can I do it again?
Can I try and read
That represents your best attempt at it for this time.
Man!
So however you want to like put that into the story and talk through it, you can.
Does it change if I just realized I rolled a d12 and not a d20?
Yes, it does.
You did, yeah.
Where's my d20?
There you go, players. That's how you get advantage. Roll the wrong die first.
Roll over.
Shut up.
1.
It is the same exact thing. That's not fate for you.
How about it?
Thanks, Fate.
That's fine.
Alright. I got nothing.
Yeah. Thelen probably wants to. Should we continue following the vine?
Yeah, I guess so. I was just really interested to see how it was feeling where this spike was and causing it to split. But
Well, because it seems like it's trying to pull itself deeper.
yeah.
I wonder what would happen if we released the spike. I doubt that would be allowed.
I wouldn't want to do that, Chris,
Why?
from the ground.
Why?
Chris, get up.
What
what are you doing?
happens if we do that?
If you let it go away,
Is this not splitting it off into two different directions? It's not keeping it up here, is it?
that's exactly what it's doing, is keeping it right here. And then as you're looking at it, maybe I didn't describe it that well, but
okay.
as the root, which is coming out of the ground of the stone, maybe 10 or 15 feet away,
like
and you can
nailed
see
it.
where it's then straight into the stone, it comes up, wraps, and goes along the side of the wall. There's a spike that splits it in two, and there's a shackle to the front and to the back of it. So
It can't
as you all are looking at it, you can see that is keeping it right in this location.
Against
I
its
didn't realize it
will?
went into the ground. We wouldn't gain any information from it going to the ground because we can't follow it there.
What if we left the shackles but took the spike out? Would it still go back into the ground?
Yeah, it probably would be able to do that.
Is it strong? Do you know this?
Well, once I started to work with and my father got this place set up and started getting it here and getting it to stay, well, that was his goal, and this was the solution.
Were you there?
I was younger, but yeah.
I mean,
You're a
pretty
baby.
young. So
Can't get much younger.
you were there when he went to go find the root?
Oh, no. I mean, he brought me here after that was done.
Oh, he did it by himself though?
He had some people go and help him with it. He didn't like. No.
No, he didn't do it by himself.
Right. Yes.
Okay. Alright.
Chris, are there any other places down here where you harvest from the blood from the root?
No, this is the only place. It's close to the surface, easy to get to, shorter travel, convenient.
Chris, I'm going to ask kind of a personal question, but it feels pertinent to the time that we're at. Someone who's better at emotions than me, stop me, okay? If I go too far. How'd your dad die?
I'm just laughing at you and... Wait, were you saying that as Sally, or were you saying...
No,
you were
that
saying
was
as Laura?
No, that was Laura. But I would have said the same thing.
Okay. Anyone say anything or respond?
Oh, my eyebrows are just raised.
Like,
I'm
oh.
watching Chris.
He got sick, and, well, it was maybe only a month or two of him being bedridden with a pretty nasty cough that eventually, that's what killed him.
Cough?
No, I
He
said
said cough.
Oh, I thought you said cool.
Rad. Oh, that's sick, man.
Jacques, have you heard anything about this before? People coming down here and getting a cough and dying? Are they related?
I mean, no, that has not been a pretty common experience from at least any of the men that come down to harvest stone. And no, I'm not familiar with any type of like rampant sickness or anything.
Okay. I'm sorry for your loss, Chris.
Yeah, Chris, I'm really sorry about your dad. Any of the people that helped him do all this and do the spike, are any of them still in the area?
Oh gosh.
Do you remember who they were?
I could maybe find some of them. Dad would hang out at another tavern a bit when he was off, because it was, not work at hours. And so if I asked around there, I'm sure I could find out who they were.
Laura Lethelin, I wonder if it would be interesting for y'all to talk to them and see what that excursion was like and maybe learn more.
Yeah. I mean, it sounded like you were about to say more about it and then you stopped, Chris.
Just that, Dad's friends didn't like hanging out with this kiddo, so I didn't really get to know them much.
Mm.
They weren't worth your time, Chris.
Well, I guess it's a dead end for now.
Should we go deeper?
Except that it's a tree from a pori.
I know that. We all know this.
I just say that, not Gwen.
No, I know. Do we want to keep going deeper, or do we want to go back so we can go to the mine and then keep going deeper from there?
I'd be interested to see if we run into any more, since this is the only place that the root is actually being wounded.
Do we know that for sure?
That's what you just said. It's the only place where they...
Or this is the only
Take
place
the
that
blood
they're
from.
harvesting blood.
Sure. Yeah.
Is there any way... It doesn't follow the tree root down or anything.
What is it?
The cavern.
No, yeah, the root kind of is emerging
That's like all you see,
from
yeah.
a hole into the tunnel.
Makes sense.
But the hole's not big enough to get into.
If the root weren't there, the root fully fills up. The hole is root sized.
Cool.
Yeah.
You can wedge down in there.
I
The
want
root is what's up.
to follow it.
Could you blink yourself to the other side of it?
Blink myself into the root.
No,
Into
to
matter?
the other side of where the root is coming. You have to be able to see it, right?
There's no other
I
side.
don't know if it's Nightcrawler rules.
You do have to be able to see it.
I have to be able to see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But also, yeah, I guess that would be a risk because I could appear in the wall and be dead.
Yeah.
Or if you hold on to a mutant who's thinking about it really hard, maybe you could get
Yeah.
into Cerebro.
Yeah.
Oh, does that
X2
happen?
rules. I would be very interested to see the mines.
Agreed.
So perhaps we backtrack.
Huh. That's interesting. That's different than what I wanted to do.
What'd you want to do?
I wanted to keep going.
Well, it's all about misery, so let's do what you want to do.
Oh, good. Finally.
I'm
What do you mean
kidding.
by seeing the mines?
What?
Don't you mean seeing the mines by keep going?
I guess I have to go back up and around.
Yeah, they said that the mines were in an opposite direction from the sappery.
What
so
even
it was
is-
choosing which one did we want to see.
If we continue this, what even should we expect to find? Do you even know what's down there?
Which NPC are you?
I'm talking to Chris.
To Dan.
Ah!
Ask Dan.
Hey,
Yeah.
Chris.
I guess I'm talking to
Chris?
Chris. He's probably never been down there.
Right, no.
You said that already.
And Jacques knows
Jacques
the
was
mine.
about to speak up to this point.
Jacques.
Oh.
The most direct route to the mines would be to head back
Yeah.
and backtrack through this tunnel to go down the other one. However, the caverns that are through this way do meander around and reconnect, where I don't think it would be more direct, but we may find ourselves back towards our current mindset.
Well,
So they connect somewhere.
we're going to be down here for 2 weeks anyway.
So let's be as direct and concise as possible.
Oh. That's not what
When
it
you say meander, how long is a
Does it
meander?
add a day or two?
I mean, it depends on how lucky we are in choosing the correct direction.
I'm pretty lucky.
But if we know that we can get directly there,
Actually,
Dylan votes going back.
rather than following the tree.
As this conversation is happening, Lilith walks over to Misery
Oh my god.
and
Not Treya.
Not Treya, I know. But still.
and
She's an authority
starts a
figure.
hushed conversation with you off to the side. We'll get to it.
Oh, we don't get to hear it?
We will.
We just did it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think?
My priority is following leads that could lead me to Remy, the Kalishtar that I firmly believe is being kept somewhere down here. And frankly, I don't know if getting to the mines or meandering through the caves would be a better way to discover this.
Yeah.
Can we try something?
I'm always down to try things.
Do you think you could do the thing where you connect with her to hear her while we're down here, now that we're closer? How did you do it before?
We were using the magic device that from the Huskstone Ferragran created. That is currently in his office.
Do you think your Huskstone necklace could do it?
I'm always down to try things. And I kind of pull it out and I kind of cup it.
Yep.
And like eyes shifting back and forth. I'm gonna get down on my knees, a little meditative stance, and take a big breath in. And then I'm gonna mind link to the stone,
Mm-hmm.
and then say, "Rini."
This face is exactly what I had in my mind. It's like, when he's done, he's going to look at me, and it's going to be that. Okay. Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Do you want this conversation with you to be text, or do you want it to be...
He wants to text Remy. Yeah.
I'm talking to Joey.
He also wants to
That's
text
a
Remy.
13.
Okay.
I'm not
Is she just
opposed
telling me something?
to using Joffrey on this, if no one else is.
No!
It's not gonna work. We
Anyway.
never use Joffrey.
We never use Joffrey, and we get him one per session now, not one per night.
Fine.
Do you want to use Joffrey on this?
We'll probably
Let's
know
use
other fights.
Joffrey.
Sure. Well, I'm gonna be embarrassed with some big goose egg either way.
Yeah, it's
but,
not. What's gonna happen anyway?
But I mean, we
don't
probably
know that.
Alright,
use him
let's
as
prove it by
humans.
getting as high as we can and still nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. This Joffrey brought to you by Norse Foundry.
Yeah.
Thank you for the
5-pound
boulder.
That's
Wait,
a
did
nice
Nimbus vote?
boulder.
Let me move.
Nimbus voted.
Gwen out
He
of the
said
path.
I like that
no. So
boulder.
our rules for Joffrey
Still
are,
at
once
10.
everyone votes, and it is a positive vote for it, then
New name
we
it
re-roll it and add 5 to the check you normally would. So you add your normal Arcana stuff plus 5 with this roll.
18 plus 5 plus 3. That's a 26.
That's a 26.
No.
You get the best
Jabruni yet!
outcome possible.
You don't know.
As you all are in the caverns, whoops. There we go. As you all are
Drum roll.
around the cavern, seeing Pilgrim get down onto his knees, hold his necklace out in front of him, close his eyes, and enter a meditative state, looking downward through the caverns.
I don't
You
want
do hear in your head as you ask out and try to connect with Remy. Hello? Is someone there?
Yes. This is Bill. This is Nemo.
I'm Romulan. I have been down here for so long. Who are you?
I am a Kalishtar of the Carissa clan. I have come to rescue you.
How can I know that I can trust you if you are from that clan?
I have been on a path of redemption, guided by Numero's wisdom ever since I left the Carissa clan. I cannot speak to the sins of our people, but I can say I only wish to right the wrongs of the past, and I believe that I can right a wrong by rescuing you.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay.
Let's use Joffrey for this. Nice!
27.
Nice.
Persuasive.
She's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good day for Pilgrim.
You did it.
Go, Chop Buddy.
I have been trapped behind a cave-in where I'm stuck in a lab. There's an odd place down here, and I've not been able to leave ever since they abandoned it.
Another Viscero lab?
Probably. I mean, he's the main boss. He's got labs everywhere. Do you remember how you came to this lab? This is not a lot of stuff.
I came across it while I was going through these caves myself. There's another Kalishtar clan that used to live here, and I was trying to find information on them, and then this person, this Duragar magician, he tricked me into coming in here, and then he tried to use me for his powers and put my powers into other monsters.
Put your power in monsters. What's the chain guy's name? What's Blindy sleeps a lot?
Durgard.
His name is
No, that's his
Hey, Durgard.
So close.
His name is
Durgard.
Durgard.
His name is Durgar. The Durgar.
Was this Durgar named Durgarth?
His name was Alton.
Alton.
God,
That's not close.
that's not close.
I have come with my adventuring party. They can be trusted, and they all wish to see you to safety. Can you point us in the right direction? We are currently at the sappery.
It's probably made after
So you follow down the tree about a quarter mile, and then you turn left.
As the crow flies.
I don't know these caves very well, but I found this ancient city down here, and it's within that.
Understood. We are coming for you. I will save you. Hold on, Remy. Numero has brought us together. This will turn out all right. What color is your hair?
That's metagaming! You can't break concentration!
No.
I want you to explain it to me after we disconnect this. I will be waiting.
Help me, Nemo. You're my only hope.
I was feeling very Luke Skywalker in that.
Okay. Oh, hair color? What was that?
Yeah.
I was just being a troll.
Okay.
Picture Felon no idea what Pilgrim's doing.
How's your hair colors?
Okay, good.
Was that out loud or was it all entirely mental?
I was mind linking
Okay. Just
into
making sure.
I don't know how it worked. I guess it threw the stone to her wherever she is.
So
Up, and I'm gonna look at the NPCs.
What happened? Did it work?
I doubt it did.
Anyone know anything about an ancient city down here?
Ooh.
Well, yeah, they used to live in one, and then the South Coast killed everybody. No,
but
the North Coast killed
how do
the
we
South
get there?
Coast, and they left.
But where specifically?
Lilith, we're heading that way.
I was like, that's where Lilith's trying to go.
I believe we were talking about my city.
There's only one city down here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where her grandpappy's stick is.
No, I know that.
Pilgrim.
Pilgrims seems to have forgotten it.
Wow, look how dumb.
What makes you
Pilgrim
want to
is.
go there?
Did something happen?
The Kalishtar I am seeking is being held captive in the ruins of this ancient city.
It worked!
By the damn fear?
Yeah, my head.
I was right.
She said a Durgar named Alton trapped her there.
Not Durgar. The Durgar. Durgar.
Was he a vampire?
He was a Durgar.
Vampire?
Why didn't you think to
Vampires
ask
are
her?
Okay.
Does that name ring any bell?
Oh, no. I've never met an Alton.
I mean,
What was she being held in?
She described a laboratory that was somewhere within the ruins of the city. She said that she was tricked into exploring this lab as she was investigating a Kalishtar clan that had once lived down here. And then Alton, the Durgar, trapped her in the lab. She said there was a cave-in, and she's been there ever since.
How long? You didn't ask her how long she's been there?
Yeah, that's pretty
while.
crazy.
Technically, he did ask. She didn't answer. She said a long time and that she was researching that
She's
plan.
been down there. She's clearly alive, and
How
we
am I
have to
gonna
find
food
her.
and stuff. Well, we're going that way anyway, so.
Lilith, for the notes, what was it that Lilith asked if she was captured by the dark what?
Damphir,
They
D-H-A-M-P-H-I-R.
just have vampires.
Okay.
H-A-M.
Michael has a question.
Which are, just as a brief refresher, are pretty much seen as like feral vampires. Like there was a big split culturally for these folks, and it more has to do with like morals and decision making than it does have to do with like makeup of the person.
It's like the Cullens versus
The other ones.
other ones from Italy.
The Dakota Fannings. The little.
The Versace.
what?
I grew up the street from her.
I'll find it.
Yeah.
Now that he's made a connection, is that line open or does it have to be re-intentionally connected? How does your character do?
I don't think I know. I think I did this for the first time. I didn't even know how to do it.
That was
Congratulations.
I did a new thing.
Yeah, good job.
I'm back in the game. Well,
I guess we should.
Let's freaking
head to
go,
the city.
dude.
The fastest route.
I would say that my priorities have gone from meander and explore.
Volturi.
Yes.
Versace.
Bless you. To go from meandering and exploring to specifically, the city is now our main priority, as I see it.
As it was before.
And as the rest of the party, led by Jacques, starts to head back towards the mines, he stops in his tracks and just kind of leans over and is like, "What?"
Yes.
Accompanying this conversation with Remy. All right. You remember what we talked about. Forming your character in the very main event of what kind of kicked off all of the things.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Pilgrim, you get a vision of that moment, seeing yourself do the thing that has stunted you from remembering any things from... I will text you more directly if you need it, but...
I think so?
Yeah, I'll text you just a
Did
bit.
he meet Raimi? He went, "You got something on your shirt," and flicked her nose.
Yeah.
And I lost all my memories.
Alright, I'll text you. Misery. As I'm texting him. Lilith talks to you, and she says, in a little bit of a rushed voice, but then eventually calms back down, "Our journey has proceeded so swiftly since our first meeting. I never had the chance to talk with you about my connections with your father. Here." And then she hands you just like a canvas bag.
Okay, what?
If anything happens to me while down here, you have permission to use this if you need to. Otherwise, these are yours to deliver back to him when we are done.
Is it the cloak of invisibility?
The deathly half.
What is it?
You open it up.
I
Or do you
before
ask
I
her?
even look at it, I ask her, "What is it?"
She looks around the room. These are the tools of your father's trade.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to look at it. I'll look in the inside.
You see 4 soul stones.
Great. We got 4 lives.
Those are what brought
All for Tully.
people back from.
Stand them all.
Wow, that's great. Thanks, Lilith. I'm gonna definitely give these to my dad.
She said you have permission to use them.
Oh, right.
If something happens to her.
I guess they'll come in handy. But I won't need it.
So what's happening now?
Jacques, I believe we were heading towards the mines.
I think there's a change of plans. I think we're heading towards the city.
Lilith is like, no, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Do, and then he just looks very puzzled, and he's just stopping for a moment. And do you still need me here?
I'm very interested to have you here, Jacques. I asked you here so that we could learn more about dust glass and explore these caves, but now we have learned that there is a very alive person being very held captive in the city. So we simply must detour from the mines, head to the city, rescue this Kalishtar, and I think we could use all the help we could get. It sounds like there's been a cave-in and there are people holding her captive. This seems like a matter of most importance.
Roll a persuasion check. Or if you can make one too.
18.
What did I do?
You kind of started this.
16.
Okay.
Lois? Doesn't matter what I add to it?
No, you're good with y'all's rolls together and everything too. You can see that there's just a little bit of like, not reluctance in the sense, and Pilgrim, you get more of this just because of how deeply insightful you are. To combine that with what you rolled, both of you see that he does kind of like push through some form of barrier of like unease with him being looped into this specific journey. And Pilgrim, as you're looking at him kind of processing this too, it's a dangerous journey that he clearly saw himself more related to like, let's do the dust glass thing and I'll get out of here or something like that. Like I had a particular role here, which was to help understand the dust glass stuff, go to a mine, and he even specifically said find a new mine because the other one is probably going to be running dry soon. But now that like the whole plan is to divert from that, he's a little uneasy. But for the way that you describe it and everything, he then kind of just steps forward. Very noble, of course, and I am certain that I can be of some help to assure you all some safety as we continue. All right, well, let us write a new story together. And he kind of sighs and heads down the other cave pathway.
Chris, you cool to keep going?
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, I'm not walking back by myself, and if I get to do more of what we just did, I think it would be good for me.
All right, grab your hammer.
Alrighty. Yep.
We're heading towards the city.
Chris, Lone Star State, these boots were made for walking.
Yeah.
Texas boy.
And this hammer made for
Lone
fighting.
helm.
Wow. Here we go.
Steven, did you read the message I just said?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't see how the two events were connected, but I was thinking the same thing that you sent me.
They're not connected. Okay. Well, hold on. What I will say to give you some kind of connection for this is, this is simply from like connecting with the Husk Stone, and as you're accessing it in this way and continuing to kind of step into some connection with your history and your family and things like that, over time you were just getting these almost otherworldly inspired memories and things coming to you. They just like, I mean, this is probably the third or fourth time that you've just been struck with a significant memory. Something about reconnecting with a Kalishtar from your clan or something, like as you were kind of re-stretching these muscles almost. It's like lighting up these memories from your past.
Okay.
And so, yes.
Well, yeah, I guess I would say that is going to hit me kind of right after speaking to Jacques. And yeah, Pilgrim kind of like scrunches up like migraine or something and just kind of gasps, and I'm going to stagger over to the wall of the cave and kind of grab the cave wall and just kind of like, sort of like steady myself. And I'm like, probably like on the verge of a panic attack. Just like, Pilgrim is just fully like, and I'm gonna start muttering like, clear the folk, light the path, clear the folk, light the path. And I'm like trying to like calm myself down, like kind of like under my breath, like, like get a steadying, like breath. Would this be like all of my memories are back, or just this another memory has like clicked into place?
I'd be willing to say all the memories.
Okay.
Thanks for the memory.
Oh,
They
thanks.
weren't so great.
Thanks for the murmurs.
Okay.
Am I close to him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Emotionally?
I kind of see him stagger a little bit, and I reach my hand to like steady him. And it's clear he's in his own world, and so I look over at Gwen and I go, "Gwen, the bees, quick!"
The bees. Take out the jar and
The bees!
like, you know,
Rub the
jar.
bees?
Yeah. Get them a little
Ow,
warm.
ow, ow.
Get them warm and cozy. And are you wanting them?
Yeah, I'll get him too.
Okay.
All right, and then I try to like grab both of his hands. Can I grab both of your hands while you're freaking out or whatever? And I put the bees in them, and I clasp his hands around them, and I'm like, "It's okay, Pilgrim. You're here. You're okay."
I'm here.
You okay?
I will be.
Do you want to talk about it?
As good as that would be, I fear this is not the time or place, but
Okay.
later. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you want to hold the bees for a little bit?
I will hold the bees for a little.
Okay. We're gonna walk towards the city now. Is that okay?
I'm holding some bees right now.
Great.
Yes, let's go.
How about, I know you were kind of leading the way before. Why don't you hang in the middle of the pack and
I
collect?
think that would be good.
And I kind of like walk past him a little bit and look over at Gwen and kind of nod to be like, stay close by. And I lead the way
Okay.
with Lilith.
Yes, we have Lorelith and Lilith leading the pack.
You could combine your names and be Loreleth.
No, it would be
Lilith.
Laurel. It would be Laurel. It would be Laura
Lilith.
or Lilith.
Lilith.
Lilith or Laura Lith.
I think we should consider Misery taking like a bit of like a rap turn for his next album, and it's called "I'm Holding Some Bees Right Now."
Holding the bees.
Yeah,
I don't like the direction that could easily go.
it's legit.
All the bees.
All right, so Lorelith and Lilith up in the front. We've got Pilgrim in middle-ish. Who's immediately around Pilgrim?
Not me.
Gwen,
Definitely
right?
not me.
Gwen is.
Oh right, this is a new order from
told you to.
earlier.
Gwen sticking to Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Right, and that leaves, we got Tuli. Well, I'll say Tuli also sticks middle of the road.
Can I be next to Tuli?
Okay, Misery to Tuli.
Hey, she's your girlfriend?
And Talon holding the back.
Yeah.
Where's Jacques? Where's Chris?
I'm getting there.
Oh.
Chris. I'm going to join y'all up front.
Cool. Sounds right.
And Jacques is going to stick around with Dylan in the back.
Cool.
As you all are leading, Chris just speaks up. Actually, what are the odds do you think that we fight more of those things like soon?
Well, we didn't really know that they were coming.
Right.
So,
Okay.
but, I mean, as long as, we don't, I don't know, try to, I mean, you guys came in here and stuck some nails and literally took blood out of this thing and it was fine. So something tells me as long as I don't try to talk to it again, we're probably pretty okay. But also, Thelen is still carrying his light, question mark? Because it lasts an hour?
Yes.
Okay, right. Okay.
So, we're good.
Who's
And you
good?
got your hammer.
And I got the hammer.
And you killed that thing, man.
I
Single-handedly.
didn't know if you saw that.
Yeah. It was really cool. We're really proud of you, man.
All right.
Right, Lilith? And I'm like, grab her with an elbow.
But yes, of course. I think it's done this way. So go ahead and roll a survival check with Lilith. No, just Lorelith and Lilith as they start navigating down these pathways.
That stuff. You got things.
I got things.
Got stuff and things. Nearest is still there.
What did you roll?
Is still there. 8.
Okay.
Plus,
Is there even a plus? Oh, yeah.
there is a
I've got
plus.
real
I for
I'll take
sure
it.
got a plus. Plus 6.
14.
14.
Okay.
14.
At one point in a conversation with Lilith says, so, and you're standing at this point at a part where this cavern that you're heading down breaks into 3 different pathways.
Do I get advantage because I have advantage on survival checks to track my favorite enemies? Do these count as enemies?
That's what you're thinking
Are you
of.
trying to track a god or angel right now?
That's not your favorite.
My favorite enemies are celestials and monstrosities.
You're not specifically trying to find a monster. You're trying to find a city, which, weirdly enough, don't leave footprints behind.
All right.
So,
Sassy.
so
Jeez.
you're at this crossroads, and Lilith kind of speaks up and says, it's been a while since I've taken this route.
It's been a while. Sorry.
But I think it's this way. And as y'all continue to make decisions and move through, Lorelith, if you would roll a d6 for me.
Oh my gosh. 4?
That's good. Maybe.
Okay.
It's more than half.
It is. As you move through, what you see in front of you as the tunnel starts to open up, and this is right at the end of your daylight. So
And I have dark vision.
Cool. Those who have dark vision, and we still have the dim torches, but there might be a transition moment. You'll step into a chamber that is pretty widely open in a large circle, but in the very center of it, you can see a stone altar that is set up, and otherwise the room is pretty bare. There's a couple of stalagmites across the ground and little kind of areas where a couple piles of rocks and stuff are sitting, but overall the main focus of this is a central altar that you can see. There's a couple of things scattered across the top of it, some old candles that are not lit, things like that, and as you get this immediate kind of vantage point of everything that's in this room, your daylight spell just starts to fade, and you realize that you were traveling through the tunnels there for about an hour before getting through to a point where there was anything noteworthy.
As soon as I see it, I kind of hold up my hands in like a stop in kind of situation. And I want to do what I did before when I was trying to figure out if there was anything otherworldly or not cool in the room.
Yeah.
See what the vibe is. Do a vibe check.
How many times can you use that?
I thought that was just a roll that I did.
No, there's a particular ability.
What do you know? Are you like in charge or something?
Ridiculous.
No, but I play one on TV.
You play a charge?
Primeval awareness.
Yeah.
Oh,
Earlier. Yeah, but future trait thing.
it is, isn't it?
Yeah. It was right there. Go down. Go down. Oh my god.
There it is. As an action, you can expel one ranger slot. Sense whether anything is here.
So you'd have to use a spell slot to do it? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I still have all my spell slots except for the one from using last time because I didn't use any spells during the battle.
Okay. Cool. So go ahead and burn those.
Click it.
Bow.
As you stop for a minute to connect and the specific lists, what are the types again?
It is.
Celestials, monstrosities,
Sorry.
I think undead.
Aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead.
Okay. As you connect to it, and you're sensing forward for any sense of these, immediately associating them with danger, you get a kind of a tickle on the back of your neck as if it's behind you. And as you turn around, Lilith is lit up again. And there's just that moment of like, shit, there's one really close. Oh yeah. And then there's nothing else beyond that.
Oh, great. Sweet. Can I do...
Maybe you do yell out shit in Lilith's direction.
Shit! No, I don't yell shit. I yell fuck.
Great.
Just kidding. I yell beep. Can I do...
I subscribe.
Am I allowed to do an insight check on, like, a room?
No.
Okay.
That's a great question, though.
Thank
What are
you.
you trying to do, though?
Investigate the altar.
Yeah, like, see...
Investigation is a thing.
You know. No. But, like, I don't want to just, like, see things. I want to, like...
Put your hands into it?
feel things, you
Yeah,
know?
that's an investigation check.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Wait, feel things emotionally or feel things physically?
Emotionally.
just be a perception check.
Oh, can I do that?
Yeah, you can do a perception check.
Great.
Yeah.
You're good at that, right?
Whoa.
The rest of the party is
+6.
starting to catch up through the tunnel and get to a point where you see Lorelith like gesturing with her hands and like getting y'all to stop, and then she's getting a set point where she's just taking in the room.
I thought it was an 18, but it's a 5, and my total is 11.
Okay. So your attention is drawn to the altar that you can see that there's just a couple of like implements and stuff set up on it. Just an additional detail that you'll get as you spend a moment looking directly at it. You can see that there's like a crystal ball set on the top of it.
But I can't tell if it, like, feels ominous or anything.
That would be for you to decide.
It's for him to know and you to never find out.
Everybody else catches up and you see Lorelith studying the room as well. So what's everyone else doing as they're getting into the room?
Wait, before anyone else moves,
I moved.
now I want
Too
to
late.
investigate the room to see if there's any traps.
You've already done 2 things upon entering the room, so I'm going to give other folks a
I can't do a third. I want to make sure it's safe for everybody.
You can start to do that.
gonna sit
Depending on what other
outside.
people do.
Alright, fine,
Other people
fine,
do have an
fine.
opportunity to kind of step in and do stuff first.
Misery says, she's taking forever. I'm gonna head in there. No, I don't do that.
I just want you to
You look at your fantasy watch. Your sundial that doesn't work because we're in a cave. I was very focused on the bees during the trek, but now that I kind of like recognizing like, oh, we're in a new room, like I look up and I'm just kind of
Yeah, you have no
Taking
sense that
in.
it was an hour. Like, the however much time has passed, like, you've been able to think a lot, but you have no idea exactly how long it passed.
cool. But yeah, I'd like step into the space and I'm just like, sort of like almost like just waking up from a dream kind of thing. Just like, wait, where are we? What's going on?
Yeah.
So I'm just like taking in the room.
You can do perception check as well. Talon, Gwendolyn.
Talon's probably looking to see if there's any sort of life in the sense of like vines or nature type stuff, mushrooms, etc. That type of.
Yeah,
Mushrooms.
you can do an investigation check.
Mine was a 13.
Okay, and Gwendolyn.
Is there just like one, what you would consider like entrance to this area? Or are there multiple?
There are 2 tunnels that lead outward.
Why is the investigation so bad? I got a 5.
I guess.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You can do survival for that. You were specifically looking at plain life, not like
Do I roll again or just do this?
Sorry,
You can do
was,
another roll.
was Misery doing anything?
complaining.
No, because I was probably gonna do what you're doing, where I'm just like, let's just move on to the next thing. Looking
And
for
if there's an
Oh,
A next to it, I can roll again if it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool. 15.
I watched this tunnel, Misery. You want to keep an eye on the other one? Look for any bad guys.
All right, each take a tunnel.
Yeah, we shake a tunnel.
Each take a tunnel. Where's Tulika?
Don't like go in the tunnel, but just like keep an eye on it.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go look at that altar.
Yeah. I like that.
All right, you can go ahead and do an investigation check,
Yay!
and Julie will join you on that.
16?
Going on 17.
I am 28.
One. So 17. Going on 17. Alright.
Great.
Whoa.
Good job. You did that. 17.
Okay, Anton, what'd you roll?
15.
Okay, got it. So, as you look over the room, You scan some of the lines with your dark vision too, of like where the stalagmites are set up, and if there's anything around the altar specifically that grabs your attention, and nothing just like kicks off your attention to say like, whoa, like that seems out of place or dangerous, and you don't find anything that seems specifically poised and ready to be a trap. Thelen, as you go around the perimeter of the room and are specifically looking around for any signs of plant life or mushrooms or anything like that, this room seems completely dry, that there isn't much for moisture to collect or anything to support plant life, but you do end up finding a little pile of like stones and rocks that are kind of pushed up against one of the walls, and you can see a strap of leather kind of hanging out behind that pile.
Okay.
Did you all make perception checks? Did I ask you to? Okay, you all, as you're just kind of keeping watch, go ahead and make perception checks to be on guard in case anybody comes.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I get to roll dice.
I would definitely go up and grab the leather.
Sure.
19.
And make a bracelet out of it.
4!
To make Oba a little collar.
Yes.
Great.
Get dog tag.
And you grab the leather strap and start to pull on it, and it moves some of the rocks behind, but you can tell it's attached to a bag. It's like a satchel that has been buried under some rocks. Tuli walks up to the altar. This is interesting, and she puts her hand on the crystal ball and kind of rolls it around, spins it, and then she reveals that there's a crack on the back side of it, and then looks across the altar. And as other folks are moving around the room, so I'd say Pilgrim, Lorelith, you two specifically, as she's walking up to it and you all look at the altar too, you can see there's a couple of ornately decorated cards laying face down on the altar. There is the crystal ball, and then there's also a couple of like stones that are placed across it that don't seem to be in any particular order or anything, and you can see faded black markings or runes on them. And then centrally by the crystal ball there's like a little small, it looks like a tiny bonfire that has been burnt out. It's like a small section that perhaps some like incense or herbs and stuff had been burned on, and you can just see the little like faded and decaying ashes and stuff that's been left behind from that.
As I notice it, it's just like a little satchel that would hold some stuff.
A bit bigger than that, but yeah.
I pick it up. Does it have some weight to it?
There's a bunch of stuff in it.
Okay. I call over to Tuli and ask her to come and do a magic investigation before I open it up. Just in case there's some sort of rune that could be dangerous or something inside.
Hate for that to happen. Okay. And then she, her eyes narrow on it, and she just kind of leans forward and looks at it and studies for a second.
50.
Whoa. Interesting. No, there's no runes or anything written on this particular bag, and it looks like it was just buried under some rocks. I'm not getting anything from it that you should be worried about.
Okay. I undo it and kind of kneel down to get close to the ground so that it doesn't drop too far. I don't drop it in my hand, and just kind of empty the contents out on the ground.
Rolling out in front of you, you can see there's a solid black stone that is it's kind of like a pillar in and of itself, a small like obelisk looking thing, and it's got a hole through it, and then a balled chain, and this is a necklace of some form, and then little pouches of incense are on one end of it. Tall unburned candles roll out of it as well. Different very, very dried out and old herbs and leaves, as well as 2 glass vials filled with a reddish brown liquid. A little case that has a lock to it, a lock and a little keyhole to it, but also a key ring with a key falls out, and then a little wrapped up faded cloth section that you also see has some like bandages and little vials of salves and stuff. All of those things tumble out at your feet.
Who's number 3 again? What's his name?
Jacques?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He works with dust glass and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I call him over and ask if he recognizes what the obelisk type stone is.
Sure.
If he's ever seen anything like that before.
Before he even picks it up or anything, he's looking down over everything that's here. This is what looks like some form of maybe a healer's traveling pack. I would guess that is a symbol to their god. This seems to be some form of kit and collection of things that maybe some form of religious healer might carry with them.
Do I recognize the herbs / if they have medicinal uses or they're used for other things?
Sure. Half of them you realize are medicinal. The other half you've never really seen before.
Okay. I feel like I probably just maybe pack it up and keep it with me and see what happens. I don't think there's any need to... None of us would know how to use it, so...
Sure.
Probably throw it in my bag and...
Before you pack that up, Tuli, the little case that was in there, do you mind if I check that out?
Go for it.
Cool. And she just kind of rudely reaches over and digs through it and pulls that out, and the key cracks that open, and she's like, and then kind of rolls it open. Her shoulders kind of drop. Interesting. It looked like it might have been a spell scroll, which, and then she studies for a second. It kind of is. This is an interesting kind of magic. I don't know. I might read this to everyone in a second. What's everyone else doing? And so she looks over. Let's get back to our altar people. Did you want to do anything at the altar as you were looking at this stone table with the stuff that is on it?
I'll come to it.
Yep.
The father's arms are open.
Aw, yeah. I just kind of was going to make a slow spiral around the room and kind of end up at the altar, just kind of studying it, seeing if anything about markings or anything about it stands out.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and make a religion check.
Whoa.
How many religions do you know?
I mean, I went and saw all the gods earlier, so.
Oh, the gods!
That is a nat 1.
1.
Wow. Very good.
You can add
thanks.
things to that.
He said that is a triangle and that is a circle.
They're all squares, Pilgrim.
You were distracted.
Uh-huh. My mind is in other places.
Yes.
It's like I'm dream walking.
I'm not at the altar. Oh, you're rolling things over there.
See if the altar kills you.
I'm hanging out by the tunnels to make sure nothing. Walking around the perimeter, keeping my eye on all the tunnels to make sure nothing comes and gets us. Because now I'm on high alert after the last time I tried to take my mind off of things.
Got it. Okay, go ahead and make a perception check too.
3.
Great.
Hold on. 6.
Okay. 6 total.
No, 3 plus 6 is 9.
Okay, great. As you head off towards the tunnel that Misery is holding up, and Gwendolyn is also watching hers, you are leaning in and trying to listen. You don't hear anything, and then you hear some murmuring. Tuli had started talking, but you're trying to focus on, is there anything dangerous coming? Ultimately, you decide, no, I haven't heard anything yet, and then you start to pick up on what Tuli has been saying. So you pick up in the middle of this. She's unrolled this scroll, and Tuli goes, this looks like actually some form of a song or maybe a prayer. Pilgrim, you might be able to help with that. I don't know. And then she just starts reading out. O pierce the lone God, why have you forsaken me? I have prayed and fasted, yet your presence I cannot see. I feel as if you have been taken, or perhaps you no longer hear my voice. This silence, it leaves me shaken, and my faith is in turmoil and choice. My heart is heavy with grief. As I long to feel your guiding light, please Pierce, provide me with relief, and end this darkness of the night. But if this is a separation of sorts, a barrier between us hard to pierce, then show me the way to your courts and let me hear your holy verse. I will continue to pray and seek to find a way to reach your divine seat, for I am lost without your light, and my soul yearns for your sight. And after she finishes that, and then there are these instructions for communing with a god. That's interesting.
Let's not do that.
She said guiding light. Those are the special words.
Oh, from the
What-
prophecy?
What are they for? Guiding light was like a warrior. Jacques, remind us about the lore behind guiding light. That is significant, yes?
Yes. He was a religious fighter of sorts of the Kalishtar, who sought out to rid these caves of, and he like delicately looks over towards Lilith, who is just kind of patiently waiting and listening without a emotion or response on her face, of vampires and of any kind like that.
Yes. There were Kalishtar that once lived here, and I imagine guiding light was one of their warriors. Does any of that other language, does it make me think that it should be like a prayer to Numero or a different god?
It specifically said the god's
Pierce,
name is
right?
Pierce, the lone
Oh,
god.
Pierce the... Okay. Not
Pierce.
Right.
Pierce, the lone god.
The name of the god is Pierce.
When I
see,
first
I see.
typed it, I did Pierce in lower cases and like stabbing, and then
That's-
lone
I thought that's what you were
Loan.
saying.
So Pierce the lone god, as I clearly
Yeah.
work in financial aid.
Any
I was
back
like,
or I'll
none
stab you.
of this is wrong. None of this
Pierce
is
the
right.
lone god. Okay. Do we know, is there anything we should know about Pierce? Is that a new name to us? Is that a new...
Pretty sure that's new.
Pretty new, yeah.
Pretty dang new, dude.
dang new.
I mean, I knew a Pierce Haggerty in high school, but I don't know, he was what? Hi, Pierce, if you're on.
What are the...
Pierce Brosnan.
I'm going to kind of hold out a hand like, can I see the instructions, Thule? Just kind of...
Yeah, go ahead.
And then Pilgrim kind of unrolls it.
Yep. You want to, like, would you read it out loud, or are you just reading it to yourself?
I think I'm just reading it to myself.
Okay.
I mean, I'm still like half even here.
Right.
So what are the instructions?
Yep. So the instructions read out: prepare yourself mentally and physically by meditating and focusing your thoughts on the deity. Clear your mind of distractions and focus on your intent to communicate with your god. Next, locate a quiet and secluded area where you can cast the spell without interruption. The area should be free of distractions and conducive to meditation. Third, prepare the components required for the spell: incense, candles, holy water, and a personal item belonging to or attuned to the deity, such as a holy symbol. Next, light the candles and incense, then sprinkle holy water in a circle around you. Set the personal item of the deity in the center of the circle. Next, begin casting the spell by speaking the incantation, focusing your energy on the personal item and your intent to commune with your god. Next, wait patiently for a response. You may experience visions or hear a voice speaking to you, or you may receive messages through thoughts or feelings. When you receive a response, respectfully ask your singular question or state your message to your god. Be clear and concise in your communication and be open to receiving any insights or guidance that your god may offer. When the communication has ended, thank your god for the response and respectfully close the circle by extinguishing the candles and incense, disposing of the holy water. Little asterisk at the bottom. The success of the spell depends on the favor of your deity and the strength of your connection to them, and may take multiple attempts before you are able to successfully commune with your god. Be patient and persistent, and continue to cultivate your relationship with your deity through prayer and devotion.
It's that simple, huh?
Sounded pretty.
Did you read that out loud?
No, I was just reading that to my own. I was in my own noggin. But as I read it, I am going to look up and say, Felon, I believe the items you were investigating are a kit to get in connection with this Pierce god. I believe the stone is... It says we need an item attuned to the god. I would suspect that is what that is. Mm-hmm. Candles, herbs, etc. Essentially, and then I just kind of hold it out like, who wants to look at it too? And I was
I walk over and hold it and read it.
I hand it to him. Yeah.
Mhm.
Seems like the instructions are relatively straightforward. I've done a similar ritual to connect with Numero in the past, or to try.
Tuli, yeah, your stone is connected to Numero, right? Your necklace?
I am swiftly learning it is connected to many things.
I think that, and she pulls off her thread weaver's ring as well. This is also Anivia's ring. She slides it back on.
I read it.
Yeah.
And then I say, Pilgrim, I could be wrong, but it sounds like this is just instructions for connecting to any god, not just Pierce. I mean, the prayer is for Pierce,
Yes.
but I feel like you could switch that out for whatever incantation you know for your god.
You were saying perhaps I should follow these steps to commune with Numero rather than Pierce.
You said it, not me.
Ah.
You've had a wild day, so I didn't want to push you into things, but while you're feeling connected, it might be worth asking him a thing or two about, I don't know, any of this. How you feeling?
I wordlessly kind of hold out my hand to take the instructions back. I'm going to take them. I'm just going to kind of back away from the group, back like the way we came, go and find a little quiet spot. Say, I will be back at some point.
Where are you going?
Have a chat with God.
Don't you have to
You mean prayer?
do it in this room?
It says quiet place.
That's fair. I feel like, what if we're all really, really quiet? I'm just nervous about you going off by yourself and getting attacked.
I'll be right there.
Can we watch?
Sure.
We can't watch, Lorelith.
Also,
See, that's not quiet.
I'm over at the other entrance.
That's a good point. Should we discuss what question you're gonna ask him first, or are you gonna like feel it out and kind of see what you feel like asking him? Or...
Asking for a lot of money.
Misery, shut up.
I know what I need to get straight with Numero. While if I am able to connect with him, I will also see what I can learn about this Pierce. Perhaps he has interacted with this fellow god. I will also ask about Remy.
Aren't you only allowed to ask one question? You know what the instructions say?
Did they say that? Oh. Well,
One question could be really long.
if
Just put a comma in there.
yeah, put a bunch of semicolons. No. Listen, you've clearly had a wild experience today. If
yes.
you feel like you need to use this opportunity to ask him what you need to do, or whatever it is that you need, then do that. And
Nothing can fix what has been done. I simply need to do what I can to fix things in the present that are still fixable. One of those is Remy.
all right.
But we know Remy, we know loosely where Remy is.
Like I said, you have full authority and power to ask whatever you feel is right,
Yes,
because you only get one question.
yes.
Why don't... what
Does
would
this
you like?
room have any other openings apart from this altar? Do you just walk into a room with an altar in it?
No, there's
Openings?
two other. We're at the two
other
other
tunnels.
tunnels.
Oh, okay.
There are
Well,
three
three
total,
total.
Okay.
where you came
Yeah.
from and 2 to go.
Okay, so there are. It's not like we have to like unlock the altar to move on.
No,
We just
can
found
just
an
leave.
altar.
Unlock the altar.
The altar.
You found a
Check
cool
for
little
for
fun thing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a side quest, some might call it.
Also, I don't think that this is a
Prayed to God.
one-use
Sidequest.
only kit. It's
Yeah.
just talking about one prayer.
Right.
Pilgrim, stop worrying so much.
I mean, it feels weird to go off and do a numero thing when it was a whole, like, Pierce kit along with the prayer. Like it was like a rock for Pierce.
I mean,
You know?
You had that moment where you saw like an alligator god and a bunch of other gods, right?
Yes.
So are you open to the idea of trying to connect to a different god with the necklace that Alan found?
Are you exclusive with Meryl? Are you with other god?
Do you have an open relationship? Or is that like not cool?
I have connected with Numero before. I believe I would have the best chance of connecting with him. Perhaps I will see what I can learn of Pierce from Numero.
Okay. Anyone else? Thoughts? Comments? Questions? Concerns? Curse words?
Thelen probably says, are you in a good enough headspace to meditate well enough, or do you think that you should try and connect once you've cleared the fog?
I don't know. I very much want to connect with Numero, but wanting does not necessarily mean I have the ability. And you are right that I am not currently well, but I do have great desire to connect with Numero.
It's up to you, man. Whatever you want to do.
I can just say I don't think we should use it to connect with Orban. That's Victory.
Who?
Orban.
Who not?
Gwen's god that she also found out was like backstabby.
Oh, right.
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 Right. I will try it. I think this could be something that I need.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I guess we'll stay here and wait for you to come back.
I'm gonna get on my knees and do what I gotta do.
I look over at
Follow the steps.
Mystery and I go,
I'm gonna follow all the steps.
All right. I'd like you to describe you following the steps and how you set this up.
Oh gosh.
I mean, you can have them in front of you. You don't have to have them memorized.
Bark twice if you're
But pretty much like burning the herbs and incense, a circle around you in holy water, putting the holy object or whatever is attuned to the god in the center of the circle, and then meditating silently. But however you would approach that. And
Yeah. I sit down. I have, I guess, taken the items that we found at the altar.
I hope
I
you didn't pee
set
on
the
anything.
candles around me and the herbs, and I am holding my husk stone necklace, and I am taking not calm breaths necessarily. They feel like very shaky breaths, but my eyes are closed and I'm trying to take deep breaths and center myself. And if I followed all the steps that were there, then I'm going to say Numero.
Numero, I need your clarity. I need your wisdom. I need your counsel. Please. Please. Numero, please. Please let me fix something, Numero. Hello.
Go ahead
It's
and
me.
make a religion check with advantage.
I'm the problem. It's me. Make a... Oh, I see. Great. 21.
Okay, everyone else can leave. Go ahead and kick off your break. We'll end the episode with what me and Steven will do.
Get the heck out of here.
Wow.
Get the gosh out of here. Get the flap on out of here.
Mic noises.
I'm gonna turn off the other mics because I can. Because I have that power.
But you could have
didn't turn
6
mine off, right?
mics for
No.
one person.
I kept both of ours on.
Okay, that is good, as we will be the
And
only people
Joey
speaking.
left.
Yeah.
Should I close it?
Be serious.
Okay. Not many have, if any, actually, have been able to penetrate through the barriers we have set in place. Pilgrim, you are one devoted individual.
I don't feel like a devoted individual. I feel like a floundering pilgrim.
Your new name, though appropriate, is wounding. Your name is special to me.
Yes. I feel as if I have lost the right to carry your name, for I have killed those who follow you, and I never wanted to, but I have.
It is not appropriate at this time for us to work through what has happened.
I just would like to know that he is somewhere better.
He laughs. In most ways, no. But you will find him, and he will find you, and all will be made right again.
Thank you. What can you tell me about Pierce?
Pierce would be good for you, and another in your crew. He, in our time, with our creations, Pierce meets with those usually at their lowest and when they are the most alone. He is close with those in isolation and helps people find strength within themselves when they need it. He is a great teacher in solitude and a wonderful counsel. And you see a vision in your mind of a massive black obelisk-like monument. And you can feel very strong heat of sunlight on you while you were staring at this obelisk. And then the outline in the sky appears. You can see two wings kind of spiraling up above this obelisk in the sunlight until eventually it circles down and makes contact. And this eagle-like Aarakocra lands on the top of the monument. And you just see the presence of this massive winged bipedal humanoid who grasps onto this stone pillar. And then the wings rest down to his side, and then the obelisk and the appearance of this figure fade. This is Pierce. This is his icon. This is what he looks like.
You don't seem angry with me.
I am not.
How?
The council that we have here in observing this world from a distance. A lot of chaos and decay and cruelty exists. And we have no one to blame but ourselves. I think that's a good place to end your connection with him as well. So, that'll be the end of the episode.
Nice.